This is one of the world's top 5 brands, yet few people know it. Relying on its own exceptional technical expertise, it has risen to rival giants like Caterpillar and Komatsu in just a few short years. From heavy industry to light industry, and electronics to precision instruments, there is nothing they cannot produce. Now, let's step inside this versatile Fortune 500 company to explore the mysteries behind Hitachi. To be an excavator recognized by many countries worldwide, it must possess extraordinary capabilities. Therefore, the main structure is made of hardened alloy steel with a thickness of nearly 1 centimeter. First, the steel plates are pressed into the required shapes, while shot blasting is used to remove the surface oxidation layer. Then, manual measurements are taken to ensure every piece reaches micron-level precision. The components are moved to a mold platform for individual alignment to complete the subsequent welding process. Compared to today's various high-tech welding machines, Hitachi still uses manual labor to finish specialized welds. It takes about 10 minutes to weld one section, which is still quite efficient. To extend the machine's lifespan, engineers here grind the surface immediately after the paint is sprayed so that the primer remains perfectly level. Once completely dry, a second layer is applied. Most surprisingly, after the second coat, there are even third and fourth layers. This is why you will find that some heavy equipment, if properly maintained, retains its value very well even in the second-hand market. Next, the track frame installation begins. The reason an excavator can rotate 360 degrees freely is the swing gear surrounded by bolts. Once the upper and lower parts are joined, a hydraulic remote-controlled sleeve drives the bolts directly into place. Industry insiders should know that making just this swing gear takes half a month. One can imagine the difficulty. At the same time, the track rollers are transported over. The track rollers are the row of wheels beneath the chain. The body is forged from 50 Mn or 40 Mn steel, with a hardness reaching HRC 45 to 52. Note that this is twice as hard as low-carbon steel. Precisely because of this, the excavator can move and rotate at will on these 2 rows of wheels. What is being installed now is the front idler wheel. The idler wheel is primarily used to prevent the track from derailing. They are reinforced in pairs, one on the left and one on the right. Behind them are 2 drive sprockets with a different design from the front wheels. Power is transmitted through the drive to the tracks, subsequently guiding the other wheels to move forward or backward. With the 4 sets reinforced, we now begin laying the tracks. In fact, many don't know that besides excavators, Hitachi's main businesses include power, energy, and communications. For example, their famous elevators, air conditioners, motors, transformers, refrigerators, semiconductors, and hardware. They are involved in all of them. In 1979, they established their first office in Beijing. To this day, they have developed in China into a corporate group of about 150 companies. As of 2023, Hitachi ranked 3rd globally in patents. Their annual revenue in China is nearly 100 billion RMB. Hitachi Elevator alone sold 120,000 units in China last year, with a revenue of 27.56 billion. The other 3 major players are Japan's Mitsubishi, Finland's Kone, and America's Otis. Each of them sells 100,000 units, collectively occupying 35% of the Chinese market and sitting in the first tier. Therefore, mainstream domestic companies in the 3rd tier still have a great opportunity to enter grade A office buildings and high-end residences. As for the 2nd tier, they are pure foreign-funded brands like Schindler, ThyssenKrupp, Toshiba, and Fujitec, selling about 50,000 units annually. But then again, the moat for elevators is indeed high, as it is a matter of safety. In an instant, the counterweight block is also assembled. The structure is very subtle. It's said that some use concrete, while others use iron, sand, or other materials. Simply put, it is to ensure the center of gravity. Next is the installation of the excavator's boom, technically known as the boom end arm. First, the contact surface of the inner shaft is coated with grease, and the air pipes are tightened to directly reduce the probability of wear and tear during future excavation work. Then, the pin shaft is pushed inside. It's important to mention this shaft. It is made of number 45 steel. Similar to bearing steel, not only is its hardness excellent, but it also contains more than 10 metallic elements, which elevates its durability to a whole new level. Finally, the bucket is installed. As a wearing part, it is usually welded from 1 cm steel plates. This reduces weight while meeting basic excavation requirements. But the most fascinating part is the upcoming inspection. The engineer is seen clamping a hose with a metal probe to the exhaust outlet. So, what exactly are they testing? At this point, we have completed a genuine Hitachi excavator manufactured locally.